Hello and welcome to our live demo here at Pack Expo Connects. I'm your host Victoria Sithi, and joining me today is Felins foodie and banding expert for the food industry, Lisa Barrio. Hi Lisa.
Hi Vicki, I'm really excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
We're excited you're here too. Before we get into it, be sure to check out Lisa's other live demos this week. Yesterday her and I talked about adhesive-free labeling with ultrasonic technology for food trays, and later this week Lisa will be discussing club packs and multi-packs with sustainability in mind. Today we are discussing automatic sleeving with ultrasonic technology for skin packs and more, which I'm really excited to talk to you about.
Me too.
And before we dive in, we have some housekeeping items that we'd like to touch on. We do have a group chat as part of this live demo, so please feel free to comment, ask questions, and our team will answer them as we go. At the end of this discussion, we will also include a link in the group chat for you to hop on a live chat via Zoom with Lisa to ask her additional questions. And if you need to duck out early, just type contact me in the group chat and we will reach out to you after the live demo. All right, before we dive into automatic sleeving, Lisa, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the role that you're in at Felins?
Absolutely. So I've been with Felins now for about 5 years, and I really love the company culture. It's an awesome place to work, and I really love my role as the sales manager for the food industry. I love everything about the food industry, both at home and at work. I love diving into fun recipes and cooking and growing my own herbs, and I love learning about food trends and the demands of the food industry, and so I think it's been a really great opportunity to work with the food industry and help them out. I also want to touch on the fact that I really love the ultrasonic technology. I think it's super robust, and I love seeing how much value it adds to the production line, and I also like seeing the marketing impact that it makes on that retail shelf.
That's fantastic. It's great that you're so passionate about what you do.
Yeah, thank you.
And before you mentioned briefly ultrasonic banding, but what exactly is automatic sleeving?
That's a great question. So typically at the retail level, we see sleeves applied in various ways to various food products. So a sleeve is different from an adhesive label in that we're not using plastic, we're actually using paper products. So it's definitely more sustainable to start. And typically this is either applied by hand by wrapping the sleeve around the product, or we're actually automatically erecting a preformed sleeve and pushing a rounded product into a rectangular sleeve, which doesn't always have the best outcome unless you use glues or adhesive. So where we're very different is that we can actually wrap a paper band around a product and simulate that sleeve with applying a great amount of tension and making it look super sustainable on the shelf.
Awesome. And I believe we have a video that we can show.
Yeah, I'd like to show just the difference between what this wrapping solution looks like versus this this sleeve erecting solution. So
awesome. Let's take a look. Wow, that really does look like a very manual process.
It definitely can be, yeah.
And so how does the automatic sleeve adhere to the product if it doesn't have any glues or adhesives?
That's a great question. So with the use of ultrasonic banding technology, different from heat seal, we're actually creating a weld. So what we're doing is we're using high frequency, low amplitude vibrations to actually move the molecules of the material so that way it welds to itself. So really we're just talking about adhering the material to itself rather than to the product, which eliminates that need for glues or adhesives.
Nice. And so with the manual sleeve, it looks like it's one unit, but how does the automatic sleeve come? What does it look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So to your point, a lot of the times when customers order sleeves, it comes in a box with a whole bunch of pre-made sleeves. Where we're different is that you actually receive your sleeves on a roll of film, which is about 2,000 feet of film.
Wow.
And this gets loaded into your banding machine, and then it gets applied to the product. And what's super unique is that because we don't use glues or adhesives, we don't require a backing, which means we're linerless, which means from a production standpoint, we're actually like eliminating a ton of waste. A lot of times when you see an adhesive label, you have a whole bunch of liners that are tossed in the trash at the end of the day. So this is a really sustainable solution that I find my customers are really appreciating.
That's great. I feel like a lot of customers are looking for that sustainable alternative.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so how does this look like to the consumer? Do they need cutting tools to remove this?
This is a great question too, because you know, you look at that ultrasonic weld and it does seem a little bit more robust than a heat seal weld or even an adhesive weld. And because of the fact that we can adjust the weld setting, it can be anything you want it to be for your consumer. Anything from a peelable weld all the way to a super strong weld. And this can all be dialed in at the production level through the HMI to do anything from low to extreme and everything in between. And I actually have a great video to show you. So it's a little bit different from a sleeve, but it's just to show the contrast of how one might remove an adhesive label from a product versus an adhesive-free ultrasonic weld automatic sleeve band. So let's check it out.
Wow, that was so much easier to remove from the product than the other one.
Yeah, it's a super consumer-friendly solution for sure.
I really like that. And how does that sleeve not fall off of the product without adhesives or glues?
That's a great question. So not only are we using ultrasonic technology, but we're also marrying this technology with the use of tension, the good kind. And it's cool because we can actually increase and decrease the tension settings just on the plant level through the use of the HMI. So by increasing the percentage of tension on the product, we can do anything from, as I tell my customers, from banding a balloon without popping it to squishing the guts out of a product and everything in between.
Wow.
So we can really customize this to ensure that the sleeve doesn't fall off, and also to ensure that if we're doing a multi-pack, that bundle doesn't fall apart.
That's very true. It sounds very flexible.
Yeah.
And I'd like to elaborate on that point a little bit. So what other products could benefit from automatic sleeving?
So from a retail food standpoint, I find that the products that really benefit from automatic sleeving the most are thermoform packs, snap packs, skin packs, multi-packs, and clamshells. So these products typically already use a sleeve, and we can really come in and try to help them out from a sustainability standpoint and also help them from a marketing standpoint. And I'd actually like to talk about two specific samples here today. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Zespri Kiwi clamshell example. And what you can see here is that we're doing two things. We are acting as the label, so we're a 360-degree label around the product, and then we're also acting as a tamper-proof solution by ensuring that no kiwi can be removed from the clamshell at the store until the consumer brings this home. The other thing that I want to demonstrate today is our Idell's chicken sausage sample. So this product typically would be applied by hand by wrapping that sleeve around the product, and by automatically sleeving it with an ultrasonic band, we can both print on the outside and the inside of the band and also ensure that there's consistency in the band placement, and we can also increase their throughput.
Awesome. It's incredible to think that just in those two examples, the same technology was used to apply that.
Absolutely.
So what other types of materials and sizes can customers choose from for this?
This is a great question. So when we are working with new customers, I want to show you, we typically send out one of these pre-printed material booklets, and at a high level, what we're showing them is some different options they can pick from. So we can do anything from apply about a 1-inch wide film to just under a 4-inch wide film. And here we're showing some of our different printing capabilities as well as some of our different substrate options. And so to answer your question, we can run anything from a pulpable paper to a recyclable plastic transparent film and compostable material. And the thing that makes us super unique in comparison to other sleeving and labeling solutions is that we can run all of these substrates on the same piece of equipment. So should consumers say, hey, we really want to see a paper band, and then tomorrow we want a plastic band, you don't need to invest in new equipment, you just change out the substrate type.
So cool.
Yeah, it's very flexible. It's really cool.
I like that a lot. And with all of this customization and everything that customers can choose from, I'd like to know, how is this applied to the product?
Right.
What does the equipment look like?
The key, right?
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about the ultrasonic technology. We mentioned it earlier. So we offer 3 different types of solutions for ultrasonic technology. We offer manual equipment, automation ready equipment, and fully automated systems. So in this first video, what I'm going to show you is our manual and automation ready equipment. And some things to note is that we can offer this equipment in both a powder coat, a food grade paint, or a stainless steel frame, all depending on your plant or facility needs. And one thing I just want to side tangent make a note of is even if you are going with a food grade paint, all of the components that come in direct contact with your food product are stainless. So from that aspect, it is still food friendly, but I also understand that some plants really do require full stainless equipment. Also, we have the option of integrating these machines with thermal transfer printers, so we can print variable data information such as track and trace details, best buy details, and barcodes, or whatever you want to change. So this makes it super flexible because obviously food is perishable, right? So you want to be able to trace back to where it came from. Another thing to point out, actually right behind you, we have an example of how we can customize a manual machine by placing the roll material above the arch. This is super helpful in a super wet environment where they're typically spraying down the floor. We want to keep that material away from the floor and away from the water if at all possible. So in this video, you'll see how user-friendly the manual and automation ready machines are. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Very cool. I'm definitely a visual person, so seeing how that works really helps.
Yeah, I always tell my customers I can roll one of these machines in and out of a conference room for a demo, and they're always super shocked. So to branch off of that, that is literally the heart and soul of our automation. So I want to show you some examples of what some automated solutions might look like. And we can do anything from label single products to stack and label or sleeve products. And it all depends on the consumer needs, but here is an example of what our automation looks like.
Let's take a look. It keeps getting cooler and cooler.
I'm glad you think so too. I'm slightly obsessed.
That's fantastic. And so if any of our viewers out there would like to see their product in the automatic sleeves, what are the next steps?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. Yeah. So if anyone's interested in moving forward with automatic sleeving, we would ask that you go ahead and send in products to us. I will be in contact with you to discuss what your volumes are, what your application needs are, what does your footprint look like, what are your marketing desires, and then what we'll do is we'll actually do testing in our showroom, provide you with a private YouTube link so you can see your product being automatically sleeved, and then what we'll do is we'll return the samples, and then we can discuss budgetary pricing and lead times from there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
They are.
All right, that's about all of the time we have today. Be sure to check out Lisa's other live demos as we stated earlier in this video. If we didn't get a chance to answer your question in the group chat, we will reach out to you. A link is now being posted in the group chat so that you guys can hop on over to a Zoom chat with Lisa to ask her additional questions. If you don't have time to hop over to the Zoom chat, definitely check out her virtual business card on our Pack Expo Connects page. That way you could reach out to her directly. And we also have additional information on our website at felins.com.
I look forward to talking with you later.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.